Well, we go to women's collegiate basketball.
What?
Where one Caitlin Clark of Iowa
Has entered the building, Caitlin Clark.
is on pace to break the all-time women's scoring record. That will be something to cheer for, right? Records are meant to be broken.
Oh, it's true.
But for some people of a certain shade, yeah,
No!
they're none too happy.
Bullshit?
Gee, I wonder why.
Are you retarded?
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this
Stop it. Get some help.
is What's Next. What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo, What's Next? Daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Of course, this is the weekend. Well, I don't do many sports-related stories. I mean, even though I'm a Philly diehard, Eagles fan, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies. But a story of college really has to jump out on me, and this one did. Caitlin Clark of Iowa is set to break the all-time women's record held by one Kelsey Plum, and she was able to do it in 4 years. But for some people, no, that's not good enough. No. Even though we all know records are meant to be broken, according to some people of a certain shade, yeah, this is a baloney. What are we doing breaking records? What's going on here? Well, it turns out that one Caitlin Clark, who is of Caucasian persuasion, is compared to Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich is the all-time leading collegiate scorer in NCAA history at a robust 44.5 points per game. I almost couldn't get that out. So she's compared to Pete Maravich. She is a scoring demon. She is she is just amazing of how she is able to shoot the ball, how drive inside, post up, do whatever you need for her to do. She can do it, and no one can stop her. Well, that's a problem for certain collegiate all-timers, like one Cheryl Swoops, which of course, she goes on a trashy Gilbert Arenas? He's got like some shitty podcast where basically he shoots his mouth off and knows nothing of what he speaks of. But anyway, who cares? But she goes on there and yeah, the bullshittery comes out in spades. And here we go. This comes out of Outkick. Bitter Cheryl Swoops can't handle accountability for lies about Caitlin Clark. Yes, and oh, did I forget to mention that she's straight with a boyfriend and she's not a lesbian. So that's a problem for others as well. But anywho, Iowa star Caitlin Clark is now just 39 points away from breaking the all-time scoring record in NCAA women's basketball history. Her success and popularity have elicited jealousy, yes, the jelly, the green jelly from former players, like one Cheryl Swoops. Last week, Swoops tried to undermine Clark's legacy with a series of inaccuracies and lies. She claimed we must take Clark's record-breaking career with a grain of salt because she played 5 years of college basketball, not a true senior, shoots 40 times a game, and this is a 25-year-old playing against teenagers. Lies, and more lies. Clark has played on 4 seasons of college basketball. She's a true senior. She shoots around just under 20 times a game and has just turned 22 years old. Swoops is 0 for 4. Her rant reek of racial hostility, uttering dismissals while wearing a female feelers and black t-shirt on Gilbert Arenas' shitty podcast, where inflammatory rhetoric towards white basketball players is commonplace. I won't suggest watching it, but if you watch a clip or two, you pretty much know what that podcast is all about. Arenas recently complained that white Euro players were coming for our league as the Black People's League.
This isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it. If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be.
And the sad part is that record would never be broke, but
anything away from what she's done. But if you're talking about breaking records, then if this player did it in this amount of time, then you should do it in that same amount of time. So that's my thought on that.
So what year is this for her?
So this is her. She's a senior.
There you go.
She's a senior, but I think her COVID year was last year.
Carry on.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should be killing them.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
And then Swoops caved in. Well, more than a week after a tough lady act on social media, Swoops resorted to amplifying posts on her defense. She then set her X account to private. Gee, I wonder why, because she was getting hit with so many facts, her head was spinning. Her defenders inserted the race card because, of course, they did. Yes, if you challenge a black woman whose opinions are clearly wrong, then you just might be a racist. Thread. The discourse around Sheryl Swoops and Candace Parker last week is a direct reflection on how black women aren't afforded the freedom to deliver their own damn opinions. Exist comfortably in these spaces that we built without major backlash. Let me explain. No, you don't need to explain because I don't give a fuck. So predictable. The essence of Chambers' thread is that Sheryl Swoops is a black woman and thus shall not be questioned ever. Got it? Bigot? Secondly, no one criticized Swoops for her opinion. She was criticized for not having her facts straight. Swoops said Clark shoots 20 times more a game than she does. That's not an opinion. That's a factual incorrect statement. As was Swoops saying Clark is 3 years older than she is, and she's playing more years of college basketball than she actually did. That's not opinion. You're trying to state fact, and you got called out on it. Black women are entitled to their own opinions. All race and gender combinations are. Black women are entitled to their own facts. That's right. You're entitled to your own feelings, your own opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. No race or gender combination should be. Sheryl Swoops is not the victim. She's improperly and bitterly chastised the best women's basketball player in the nation. She did so with lies that she defended for over a week. Swoops deserved the response she received. She should have acknowledged that she put the misinformation out to the public. She is 52 years old, not a child. All in all, don't try to diminish someone because that person is a white girl dominating in a primarily black league. That's gross. Don't be a Sheryl. My thoughts. I'm going to edit this down a little bit because I'm going to put in the video comment of Sheryl Swoops on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, and you will get the full effect of what this article is all about. Sheryl Swoops is considered among the top 5 greatest collegiate basketball players to ever play the game. Period. You could easily make that argument. But, just as the statement says, just as the article says, you have a right to your own opinions, but you don't have a right to your own facts. You don't make them up as you go along. You didn't say, in my opinion, yada, yada, yada. No, she didn't say that. She said, hey, blah, 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 blah. And she stood by it for over a week after getting trashed and ridiculed on social media. So much so that she had to shut down her account and turn it private because, I don't want to hear no more. All these racist people coming after me because a black woman has opinion. No, not because you're black. Has nothing to do with race. Is because you were inaccurate and you spoke lies. You sat on a throne of lies, to quote Elf, for an entire week. And instead of coming clean and saying, well, you know what? I made a mistake and I apologize to one Caitlin Clark. She is the nation's greatest basketball player currently. And yeah. But no, she didn't do it. So this is what we get. But to touch upon the WNBA aspect, the fact of the matter is that the WNBA is a lesbian league, period, end of story. It's a virtue signal league, period, end of story. Wasn't there one particular WNBA player who, who likes to feel pretty, got arrested, in Russia, and of course, instead of releasing a Marine who is still sitting in Russia right now in the Russian gulags, no, they decided to release her because she was more important to America. according to Joe Dementia. But that's neither here nor there. It's going to be very interesting when she goes as the number 1 pick in this year's draft and see what happens, because it's going to be a tough road to hoe for her. She's white, she's straight, and she takes no shit, and she's a damn good basketball player. So she's got all that going for her in a league that doesn't give up about her. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. When you see more like this, please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.